Probably the truth is I didn't want to leave Bayern because I was just one season there. And I wanted to prove my value and what I'm capable of. But yeah, at the same time, I think I needed to play. I needed to shine again.
Well, Joao, good to see you. Let's start with football. And when it all first started with you, what's your first memory of playing football?
Basically, my first memory was on my family house in Portugal, where I have the best memories with the family, especially with my parents and my grandparents. Probably was the first place that I started to give the first steps in football. I remember that my grandfather made like the goals with fish. How do you say? A fish net. Yeah. It's really special when I recorded that memories, and it's amazing.
Paint me a picture. Tell me who was playing football then with you back then. What was it like? You mentioned your grandfather then, but who else was involved in it?
It was my brother and my cousin. Usually it's me against them too. So it was
2v1?
Yeah, a competitive battle, but I always won. Because they are more younger than me, and but I remember that we put all the chairs at home to like a stand in.
So people watched?
Yeah, for my family. During the day we was training against
Very
each other,
serious, this, isn't it?
During the night after the dinner we put the chairs all in the same way, and like a stand, as I said, and we waiting for our family to come to watch us like a. Was a proper game, like
So it got you used to the big stadiums
the real
from
one.
young age.
We have this environment inside of us, and it's probably the greatest memories that I have when I started.
So when did you first join a team? Can you remember your first team?
Yeah, I started to play futsal in a school, and after I went to Alta de Lisboa, which is a really small club in Lisbon, in academy, and I moved to Sporting afterwards. I remember that was Abel Ferreira, the coach from Palmeiras. When I played against Sporting under 17, that he called me after so he came straight to me after the game. I did a great game on that moment.
Did you know you'd done a great game?
Yeah, I knew it, but we lost 2-1. And when he came to me and he asked me if I want to join his team, Sporting, I was like in doubt, first of all, because
Why?
I was happy, but I was in doubt because I didn't know if will happen or not, because in football you never know.
You didn't want to get carried away.
Yeah, I prefer to keep the reality, like to don't create many expectations. But the truth is I was so happy he said this to me. And after 2 months, I guess, I signed for Sporting. I signed my first contract, professional contract, with 17 years old. And yeah, it's also special.
Along that journey, has there been a turning point that if it hadn't happened, you think maybe you wouldn't have gone on to achieve what you have?
Yeah, if it didn't happen, I probably was doing a different thing, In the football, I think you always need to have a second plan. But I always fought to be a professional player since I joined Sporting. I truly believed on my capacity, Like we have a lot of challenge during our careers. Was definitely not easy when I was young. A lot of challenge. You also need a bit of luck. That's the truth. Not just work, not just, of course, the commitment that I shared before, but also a point of luck.
Which coach would you say has had the biggest impact on your career?
That's a hard question.
You don't want to miss anyone out, do you?
Yeah, probably the coach that I felt that I grew up more was with Marco.
I wondered if you'd say that.
The 2 seasons that I did in Fulham as well, the way that he helped me to improve, the talkings that we had. I could say also Ruben Amorim as well, because I worked with him in Braga and in Sporting. We became champions in Sporting together.
Talk to me a little bit more about Marco Silva and what he did for you in those 2 years at Fulham. What made him so special? What made him get the best out of you?
First, he knew me before because he was on the first team of Sporting. He was coaching on that time, and I was on the second team. And he knew me as a player. And as a Portuguese, of course, we speak the same language. It helps sometimes. But was a coach that I felt that I improved a lot and helped me to give a step higher on my football. And after he helped me to achieve a level that of Bayern. What I did in Fulham was really special for me, but I think it's always make easy. You give that steps when you find the right persons to help you to improve and improve as a player. Your capacities, because the capacity is always there, they just need to be more explored, if I can use that word. And it was what happened.
You of course earned your move to Bayern Munich. You had to wait for it, of course, maybe a bit longer than initially you thought, but did you always want to come back to the Premier League? Did you feel like maybe you had some unfinished business here?
Yeah, the truth is when I moved to Bayern, I didn't expect to return as quick, to be honest. But when the opportunity of Tottenham came, I didn't thinking too much, because this league, it's really special for me. I feel that I really fit on this league for my characteristics. I think you can't compare it to any league with Premier League, because when you go away, when you leave that environment, that football, you always miss the Premier League when you go out.
Were you watching it a lot when you were in Germany?
There's something special, like not just the environment, because also the league in the Bundesliga, as the stadium's completely full, the atmosphere is also really nice. But particularly, I think Premier League has something really special. Everyone on the world watches the Premier League, and the teams are probably the most competitive in the world, the most competitive league. And it was always on my heart to that emotion for the Premier League, and even for my family. So when I have the opportunity to join again, I didn't think too much, and the rest is history.
Did the projects and the new management here at Spurs excite you as well in the summer?
Yeah, definitely. I always follow Tottenham, and of course the call from the coach helped a lot for me to join the club, to show me his interest. And when someone as a coach from a top club, he's calling for you and trying to push you as much as he did it, I think you should do it, and was what I did. It was an easy choice for me on that moment. I didn't thinking too much. Probably the truth is I didn't want to leave Bayern because I was just one season there, and I wanted to prove my value and what I am capable of. But yeah, at the same time, I think I needed to play. I needed to shine again, if I can say that.
How do you assess how it's going at the moment?
So definitely, it's not the easiest season that we wish it. Not just the players, but also the supporters, the staff. Not being definitely a easy season, but I think there's many things to happen until the end of the season. And the injuries, of course, is not the excuse, but I think the injuries had a big impact on the team. This is something definitely and clear for me. But yeah, I think the results have been poor, that's the truth. But at the same time, I think the team have been improving. But I think it will get soon. We will get soon, definitely.
If you could relive one match from your career, what would it be?
So when I won the league with Sporting, I was playing at home, and that time in the COVID time, unfortunately we didn't have the supporters on the stands. But I remember that this game was giving us the title, and we beat Boa Vista at that time, and we became champions of the league, and it was so special. I think everyone, not just me, but everyone inside of the dressing room, we felt that moment that our name could be righted on the history of the club, and probably was the most special game. I had also other ones, like when I made my debut as well in the Premier League against Liverpool, a game that we draw against Liverpool in Cravat Cottage. It was really special as well. My game here against Manchester City, where I scored the first goal with Tottenham shirt. I have a few. So.
It's hard to pick, isn't
it?
Yeah. In opposite emotions, what's been the toughest moment of your career?
My toughest moment? Probably with the time that I had in Bayern, I would say. Of course, I expected to play more when I went there, but after the injury, it was not easy for me to get the right chances. And yeah, probably was the most hardest time that I had.
Let's try and take you away from football just a moment. You've already told me it sounded like you had a great childhood. What was it like growing up in your house? Who was there?
I'm a family person. I'm a proud father, proud son. I think in our lives what we need to give the right value is the family. I couldn't reach anything on my life without them. You know, so and my sons, of course. I was speaking about my sons. I'm a really proud dad.
So you've got 2 sons?
Yeah, 2 boys, and yeah, it's the best feeling that you can have.
What was a young Joao like? How would your parents maybe describe you?
On a school, I was not probably the best student, but I always had the effort, you know, the commitment to learn. I think this is not just on the pitch, but also off the pitch. And respectful person, mainly this. Respectful person with the right principles, you know, principles of family and values as well. And I think is all part of that.
How do you escape from football? What do you do? If you're given a day off, what would you do?
Depends if my family is here or not, but usually I like to spend that day off. If I don't travel to Portugal, or if they are here, I like to go to the city, you know, or a garden with them when the weather it's also good, which is something not particularly easy here. But yeah, enjoy with the family.
Do you have any hobbies?
I like to play tennis.
Do you?
Yeah, but I don't do it as much because I can't.
You don't want to get injured playing tennis and not be able to play football.
But it's something that I really wish to do it more when I have a day off.
Who do you play with if you play?
Here on the team.
Yeah, anyone here or do you?
I don't know if we have many. We have a lot of golf players for what I see.
You're not a golf player, no?
Yeah, but I don't like golf.
Why not?
I like more active sports.
Movement.
Yeah, I think the golf is too lazy for me. I think for the mind is good, but for the body, for me, I think is not the right sport.
Tell me something about yourself that might surprise me. Have you got hidden talent? Is there something people get wrong about you?
I'm not outside of the pitch. I'm not as aggressive that I am on the pitch.
I think that's probably a good thing.
I think you probably didn't know that.
What are you like off the pitch then? Are you a bit more chilled?
Yeah, more chill, really calm.
Are people surprised when they meet you?
Depend. I think the people that doesn't know me, they think always that probably when they see me playing, they think that I'm an aggressive guy. But when they meet me outside of the pitch, I think they change their minds, you know.
Of all the things you've achieved in your career, so I'm talking football now, what are you proudest of?
I could say making a dream come true, you know, making this dream becoming true. And at the same point, feeling, because my family, especially my dad, loves so much the football, and it was a dream for him as well. I become a professional footballer. So he's proud on his eyes when I'm playing, and when I achieve good things on the football is also one of the things that make me so happy. Becoming that child was playing on the family house and reach everything that I did on my career until today. I think it's the main thing that I'm proud of, you know. So it's the biggest thing.
It's a bit different, isn't it, playing in the lounge with a few seats and stands to now playing in the stadiums you play it here. If you could only achieve one more thing in your career, what would it be?
If I could choose, it's winning a World Cup with Portugal, definitely.
I've spoken to a few Portuguese players this season and they're all targeting it in a few months.
Yeah, it's not easy, we know, but I think we have the potential to reach that objective, and yeah, probably it's the main thing, because put Portugal on that level, you know, we are 11 million, it's a small country, but we have a lot of talent inside of our country, not just in football, but also in a different type of areas. But doing this history in our football, it's something that I really wish, me and my teammates for sure. So
I want to say the best of luck, but I'm English, so I mean it, but I only half mean it. Joao, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. It was a
best
pleasure.
of luck with everything. Maybe not the World Cup.
Yeah. Thank you so much.